Today in the studio, we are looking at the iPhone 16 Pro Max 1 week later. This phone has been absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that beautiful black titanium look. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love the look of this phone. As you can see, it's got a little bit of dust on it. I've been using it this whole week. The question for today is, how is the iPhone 16 Pro Max holding up in everyday real life? First and foremost, I want to talk about how absolutely razor thin this phone is. I have used the iPhone 15 Pro for a very long time. I had a case on it. I didn't realize how chonky that thing was. When you're looking at the iPhone 16 Pro Max, this thing is absolutely razor thin. And so if you're worried about the size of the phone in your pocket, you really don't notice it as much because of how thin the phone is. I mean, as I'm holding this phone in my hand, like, it is just crazy how much technology is fit into something this small. Now, one of the good things about this phone, even though it is very, very thin like that, it is not going to be something that's going to bend inside your pocket. I know people have had problems with Apple products in the past that were so thin that they actually started to bend and warp over time. I haven't noticed this at all kind of taking on any kind of warp. I would be absolutely shocked if it did. I was surprised, with the M4 iPad Pro, which is just like the craziest thinness I've ever heard of. I was surprised at how rigid that thing is. And so if you're worried about this bending in your pocket, if you keep it in your back pocket, I don't think you're going to have any problem at all. Now, with something that is this thin, you'd think that the battery life on this would be absolutely terrible, but it is not. The battery life on this product lasts all day and then some. Now, I do turn off to get like freakishly long battery life. I turn off the always on display. I don't really like that technology. I don't always want to see what's going on my phone. In fact, I feel like that's one of the things that draws us to like iPhone addiction or like smartphone addiction. I like it when it's just kind of set off to the side. I don't have to worry about it. And then when I want to go check notifications, I'll go actually look at it. But once I turned off that all day display, man, this thing absolutely rips when it comes to battery life. It just lasts, it lasts like 2 days for me, which is absolutely crazy to think about, because for me, like, phones are plenty fast. Phones are plenty, powerful. They have beautiful screens. I don't need much more. I don't need more resolution out of this. What I would love out of any iPhone is better battery life. And in this department, on the 16 Pro Max, Apple absolutely knocked it out of the park. And I'm no slouch when it comes to using a phone. I mean, I use it all day. I run YouTube on it kind of constantly in the background. And so I don't kind of pull punches on this thing, and it still lasts forever. So if battery life is one of your biggest needs and biggest concerns, man, this is a freaking awesome phone. Thanks to Torras for sponsoring today's videos. These Ostand cases are absolutely gorgeous. Now, you might have seen cases like this, but Torras is the one who created the original design of something like the Ostand. And this stand does something that I uniquely love, is that when this stand is out, you can rotate it 360 degrees, which is why it's called the Ostand 360 Spin. It's awesome because you can set it down in a bunch of different orientations. You can do portrait like that. You can even do it in landscape mode like that. You can do it like this and do a shorter landscape mode, which for me is really helpful because I use my phone all the time to watch YouTube videos, and I just kind of like set it aside while I'm doing it. And when it's on my desk, I can just kind of leave it there playing a YouTube video and get my work done. Now, the cool thing about these cases, they come in all sorts of different colors. You've got ones that are clear and ones that are not clear. For me, I love this clear case that is also black. I just think it goes really well with the black titanium iPhone Pro Max that I have. And I just love the beautiful design aesthetic. As you can see these lines on here, it's kind of to represent what a clock would look like, the hands of a clock. And overall, they just have a great fit and finish. Now, here's one cool thing about these is that they do have, with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max, it has the camera cutout right here. So you can use the functionality of hitting that and using your camera while still being completely protected on all sides. And I love that this Ostand 360 Spin is not just a beautiful case, but it's also a helpful tool. When you do this, you can hold your phone so that you're not, this phone is massive. You're gonna drop it a lot, but if you have something like the Ostand 360 Spin case, it doesn't really matter what you do. You are gonna be able to hold on to this phone no matter what. You can even put a few fingers through so that this thing is just rock solid. It's not going anywhere. Now, another cool product from Torras is the Glass Go X. Let me show you how to put that on. Now, these Torras screen protectors are awesome. First off, it comes with a little cleaning cloth that like a wet wipe that you put on your screen, get the thing all nice and clean. Then you take what comes with the kit as a microfiber cloth. You just clean it off, make sure it's completely dry. They then send you this little dust sticker remover, like it gets all the dust off of your phone. And here's the awesome part. You put this alignment tool on your phone with the screen protector that's already on it, and just pull the tab and it's done. So I put my phone inside this thing and I just pull back like this, and all of a sudden, we got ourselves a new screen protector. Now when you do this, there might be a few little bubbles left. Thank the Lord, they send you a squeegee. Just squeegee those things right out of there. And just like that, screen protector's applied. Now the Glasgow X and the Ostand 360 Spin are completely compatible, so go ahead, click the link in the description below to get yours today. Thank you again, Torras, for sponsoring today's video. Let's jump back into it. Next thing we need to talk about is the display on this phone. It is gorgeous, lightning fast, contrasty, colors pop on this thing, and with the 120 hertz display, it is really buttery smooth. It's nice. As I'm reading books at night, I mean the OLED on this thing, it's dark. If you don't know, I do my little trick where I always turn my phone red reading at night. It looks absolutely great, but with that ProMotion display, like everything on this thing is awesome. Now, talking about speed, this phone has the A18 Pro. I haven't had an iPhone that I felt like I really used the fullness of the chip in a very long time. And so, man, I used an iPhone 13 Pro the other day and it felt really good, really fast. And so maybe if you're a power user, like I've got Call of Duty Mobile on this thing, I've played it once, it works really great. But I don't do iPhone games all that much. In fact, I have a full gaming PC that I built that I love. This phone feels lightning fast, just like phones have for the past few years. So if you're on like a 15 or 15 Pro or even a 14, I don't think I would upgrade. Even on a 13, probably not. 12 or 11, it's probably time to upgrade, and you would feel a noticeable speed boost in something like this iPhone. If you're just like, I need to get an extra few percentage on a synthetic benchmark test, that's kind of stupid. The final thing I want to talk about with this phone is the camera functionality. I don't know how much I'm bought into, what the camera functionality can do. Like, I can change all this stuff. It feels clunky still. Like, look, it is awesome to be able to kind of move this stuff around with this side button, but like, I just don't think I'm going to use it all that much. I'm so used to using it on the actual screen, and really, like, I'm just capturing pictures of my kids. I'm not trying to take some beautiful piece of artwork. It is kind of helpful to kind of hit it and the camera comes up. However, you have that functionality with that old action button. So really, like, it's just, to me, it's not that much of a selling point of why I would choose this phone. I'm sure people enjoy it, people like it, but for me, I just don't see myself using it all that much. And so if you're somebody who, like, you're not a professional photographer, maybe don't upgrade to this phone just for that functionality alone. Now, as always, these iPhones have the USB-C on the bottom, and so that USB-C is pretty darn fast on here, and it charges really fast. The speakers on this actually sound pretty good. I don't really notice myself needing to find my AirPods all the time if I'm listening to a YouTube video or something like that. And so overall, my overall impressions of this phone after 1 week is it is absolutely a phenomenal phone. It looks gorgeous. The cameras are awesome on this thing. Like, having this extra, the ultra wide camera with the higher quality right now, that's pretty darn awesome. But I don't know that I would say that everyone should upgrade to this phone. As I've said many times on this channel, we're just past the days where every phone is going to be awesome, huge leaps and bounds better. The biggest leap and bound better that needs to happen is better battery life on devices. But I do think that this is a very solid phone. If you do get this phone, you will not be disappointed in it. iPhones are just rock solid devices. And so after 1 week, I am very impressed with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But hey, I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of this phone? Do you think it's worth upgrading to? What do you think of the camera button on the side? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one.